Hey, I'm Quasi, on board. Welcome to another video. Today we're doing Fistful of Metal by Anthrax. Anthrax in general has been requested heavily since I started the channel. I believe they're one of like the main four like original like uh big metal groups. I think somebody mentioned it before. Um, so yeah, I really want to start getting into their stuff. A lot of people told me this is a good place to start, so I'm gonna check this one out. I'll see what other people recommend to check out probably later in the week or next week. Because I'm getting too into a lot of genres this week. I think by the time this video comes out, there'll probably be like one of my first electronic albums I react to also on the channel, and probably the beginning of my Tame Impala arc as well. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm really excited. Haven't really listened to any of their stuff before, not well like familiar with really anything from Anthrax at all, so this should be a really fun listen. I haven't I can't even remember the last metal album I've done, so it's definitely been a while. Um so yeah, let's do it. First track is Death Rider. The overall length of the album's not like super crazy, so this won't probably be a really long video. Track one. I was like adrenaline soaked, honestly. Okay, so the guitar riffing like off the bat was very explosive. The pace was blistering the whole time. Uh, I I like how the drumming was, it was like a double kick percussion. It was really intense. There was like a thick raw bass on there. Like you could feel like the like raw energy of the bass the whole time. In terms of like thrash I've heard, this is more like classic in like terms of tone overall. Um like sharp, like really sharp and aggressive. Um very raw in terms of emotion, not just with the instrumentation, vocals as well. I think Neil Turbin is the lead singer or the lead vocalist. Yeah, really, yeah, like I was saying though, like really like unrelenting energy, really raw energy, very authentic, almost primal in some aspects in terms of like the control uh of like the overall sound. Definitely a great way to open. Like real raw intensity, I'd say, with the overall sound so far. Um, I can already see like a unique identity from some of the other groups I've heard, like Pantera, like oh my gosh, one of them is gonna really bother me because I'm thinking of the name. I'm blanking out right now. Yeah, I really like that one. That was nice. Track two, metal thrashing. Tempo.
Racing down the road in a street machine of steel. Here's a jamming foul. I'm the madman at the wheel. Got my foot pinned to the floor. You can feel the engine roar. I got thunder in my head. I'm metal thrashing metal thrashing driving like a maniac. I can't go any faster. I'm burning up the road and heading for disaster. Got my foot pinned to the floor. You can feel the engine roar. I got thunder in my head. I'm metal thrashing racing down the road in a street machine of steel. Here's a gem to fall. I'm the madman at the wheel. Got my foot pinned to the floor. You can feel the engine roar. I got thunder in my head. I'm metal thrashing lead. Got my foot pinned to the floor. You can feel the engine roar. I got thunder in my head. I'm metal thrashing
I like how frantic the solo sounded. The tempo switching was nice, and the speed riffing. Is that what you call it? I don't even know. I feel like I just made that up. Um, yeah, I really like how that sounded. The riffs were like slicing through the mix almost in terms of like the overall production elements on there. And I like how I guess I would say like splashy the cymbals sounded on that one. It worked in like the mold of like all the chaotic elements. So I really enjoyed that as well. I feel like the lyrics kind of like championed or maybe even like celebrated the essence of like metal in general. Um, and um, Neil had like almost like a manic, I'd say like forcefulness on like the overall tone and like shifts of the song with his vocals as well. Um, Kind of gave me like party energy almost a little bit with like metal though. Yeah, I like that one. This might end up being like the cornerstone of the album. It's just fun to listen to. Track three, I'm 18.
Lines fall on my face and hands. Lines fall from the ups and downs. I'm in the middle without any plan. I'm a boy and I'm a man. I'm 18 and I don't know what I want.
This is a
18,
nice groove to
I
this.
just don't know what I want. 18, I gotta get away. I've gotta get out of this place. I'll go running in outer space. I've got a baby's brain and an old man's heart. Took 18 years to get this far. Don't always know what I'm talking about. Feels like I'm living in the middle of doubt. 'Cause I'm 18, I get confused every day. 18, I just don't know what to say. 18, I've gotta get away. Lines form on my face and my hands. Lines form from the left and right. I'm in the middle of life. I'm a boy and I'm a man. I'm 18 and I like it. Yes, I like it. Oh, I like it, love it, like it, love it. 18, 18, 18, 18. Wow! And I like it. I'm 18 and I like it. I'm 18. Yes, I like it. I'm 18. Well, I like it. I'm 18 and I like it. I'm 18. Well, I like it. Love it. Like it. Love it.
Okay. That was an interesting contrast. Yeah, that was interesting talking about like teenage like angst and confusion. Uh, Definitely, I would say less chaotic than the other tracks. More focused on letting the lyrics breathe and like the melody more drive the focus of the song. Uh, this song is definitely groove based in a sense. I feel like the riffing was like a lot simpler overall. It still had like their like signature edge that I'm starting to see in terms of like more metal elements. But definitely a simpler song, calmer, you know. The vibe still had like a rebellious, like restless, um, attitude, I would say, to it. Definitely centered more around the theme of this track itself, I feel like, as opposed to just the sound. But definitely the most different from the others so far. It'll probably stay that way too, I feel like. This song just sounded very different to the other two. Um, okay. Track 4, Panic. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Nice.
To the front, reaching for the light, losing all control, losing all your life, losing the spin, asking the shake. We are gonna clap, fall we're gonna break. The road is hard, the fight is tough. Play it fair, she likes it right. With my strength, with all my soul, making love, I'm losing control.
Nice, man. That was I like how the frantic tempo of the track. The leads were like dissonant, tight bass and drums on that one. Uh the song gave like a sense of internal collapse with the lyrics. It felt on edge a lot of the time. Really chaotic. It's like the good chaotic where um it feels like everything's gonna start falling apart, but it never does. Like there's still that strong control on everything, uh, a controlled chaos in a sense, like over almost overwhelming, uh, even like slightly like paranoid even might be a good way to describe it, like frenetic and frantic in that sort of sense. Um, in terms of like purely aggressive type of metal. I think this is probably the best example of that so far. And a little added like emotional chaos to the already relentless pace in terms of like the overall significance, lyrical elements, and just overall production delivery there. Definitely my favorite track so far. Track 5, Subjugator. This was more like a marching pace. I know.
Out in the streets, we're fighting tonight. We're dirty and mean, so run for your life. Stand side by side, with our fists in the air. We live for the night, on the rise of high. The sound lashing out, striking down all those who stand in the way.
Yeah, I like how parts of it were really groove heavy. Uh there was like a stomping like march like rhythm that was really steady, and like the riff as well. As far as like the vocals and the lyrics, got a lot of sentiments of like power, war, destruction. Even like that part of the chorus, I believe, sounded even like eerie in a sense of like a war cry almost. Um, and the production on this was a little denser, I feel like, than all the other songs so far. A lot more audible bass here for sure. Um, a very almost like commanding, like militaristic mood for this track. Felt more structured, like a breather in the album, but still very heavy. Um, and I think this also expanded like the overall narrative reach of the album so far as well, which is interesting. Let's get into track 6, Soldiers of Metal. Ooh, I like this. I like how the end of that felt like some of like the live shows I've seen, end of tracks during those. That was really cool. Um, the riff felt anthemic in a sense. Solo really dramatic on this one. Um, and I like the self-affirming lyrics in there as well. This song was definitely tight and like in terms of production, sharper than a lot of the early tracks on this so far. Um, I'd say yeah, and so far, I think this song really helps like reaffirm and kind of like display like very vividly the identity of the group pretty well, I'd say. Definitely more so than a lot of the other tracks. I think it was simpler in that aspect and pretty direct as well. Let's go to what, track 7 now? Track 7. And we're getting into like later. Dead from Above. Okay, there was a lot of militaristic imagery in the lyrics. I don't know if it's like super on the nose because it was like there was like really theatrical elements with the vocals as well. I feel like, but I think the song was about air raids. Uh, I like how almost mechanical the drumming was at times, and also how fast and repetitive the riffs were. Also, it kind of just like drove like the groove of the whole song along the whole time. And but overall, yeah, I think drums definitely dominated the space of the song in terms of production elements and like sonic texture on this one. Very dry mix on this as well. And it's starting to add to like more of the war themes, giving that flying into war visual, really cold, unrelenting as well. Yeah, some of Neil's vocals on this one were really good, like stinging almost. I like that like almost like screeching he did towards the end as well. That was nice. Um, yeah, a lot of like the war themes and like aggression overall, really showing here as well, adding on to that. Um, okay, yeah, I really like that one. Track 8, subtitle track for them, Anthrax.
Still shining in the night. So good, racing to the fight. Bones waiting to explode. Fear is cast upon your soul. It's just around the corner for those who dare to see. With eyes of fire that burn right through me. Blood painted on the streets. Metal gotten into meat. You can say it in my eyes. The pain and now I will subside. You can feel the power. How evil it will be. The force that surrounds me. It brings me to my knees. You better run for cover. There's no time to wait. You could be turning back now. It'll fly away.
That was like a really confident song, and also I feel like almost a declaration of intent. What's a good way to describe that? Like self mythologizing think. I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah, the mid tempo, heavier riff on that with that groove showed both like metal influence as well as like more in tune with like a unique expression, like element of expression as well. The solo work on this one was really raw, authentic, expressive in and of itself. And honestly, this is probably the cleanest, or at least one of the cleaner mixes on the entire album so far. Really gritty, bold. Yeah, I think I think that would probably be the best way to describe that. Yeah, definitely probably one of my favorites right now. Just like off the initial listen, I really like that one. Stuck Down Across the River, instrumental. Okay. Only a minute 20. That was nice. And then that lick at the end of each. Yeah, that's cool. I like how grainy it is. Yeah, added some more atmosphere to it. Um, I think they explored some tone variation and tempo stuff here. A little immersive. I mean, it was really short, so there's not like I feel like a lot I can say here. But I think the track was like less to do with like clarity, like the other one, and more of like a haunting presence in the album. The riffing was darker. There were some drawn out patterns. And some like proto doom like flavors sonically in there as well with the instrumentation on this one. Yeah, like a shadowy vibe. I think that's the best way I could describe that. Final track, Howling Fury. Ooh, and I like how it went into it. That's cool. Okay. That's That was nice. That was that was like a perfect closer, honestly. Just puts like a exclamation point like on top of everything, like right at the end. That was nice. Okay. Um yeah, that last song was really good, like full speed thrash, really epic harmonies for like the guitar harmonies on there. That was really cool. Every part was like hitting at once as well. Uh there was a really interesting sonic blend at like towards the end with the production that wasn't really seen throughout most of this in comparison, to the other songs. But was this album their debut? Cause honestly impressive if this was. Um yeah, let me talk about Neil's vocals a little bit. Really relentless on the whole thing. I don't know, is Charlie the drummer? Because I saw him at the end of the credits a lot too. He had like really mechanical, like technical aspects to the sound that were really unique from some of the other drummers I've heard. Um, a lot of the riffing on this thing was really relentless. I think a lot of how I could describe their sound is that. So you'll hear me say that a lot. Really precise too. I think people forget that with metal. There's a lot of really interesting timing that different groups do. Um, that I think a lot of the work so far that I've seen, in terms of like the overall like blueprint, people add different things to it or help expand it in that way. A lot of what would you call like a dive bomb solo? A lot of those on here. A lot of palm muted riffing on here. Um, like really interesting grooves as well that I feel like were really unique. Yeah, but with the vocals, really theatrical, wild, leaning into like operatic um, screaming at times and snarling stuff like that. Not subtle at all. Very effective with like the high octane metal contextualization that's done throughout the album. Um, and then yeah, like the themes of like have the heavy military theming. I feel like a lot of war talks, but also aspects of like rebellion identity and just chaos in general. I feel like a lot of chaotic elements in here as well. um and I like how raw and unpolished some of it sounded. I think that worked to the advantage of the record. So um yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I don't even think I'm gonna give a rating right now. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Definitely tell me what Anthrax I should listen to next. I had a couple on my mind for like the next one for them. But yeah, this felt like really authentic, feral, and like intense. I really enjoyed as you can see, like pretty much the whole thing. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to this later while I'm going through like stuff for the channel, all that. Um yeah, also, I should probably ask like recommendations for their live stuff. I've been compiling a list for when I start like doing streams. I'm just trying to like make sure I have everything like concrete set in stone before. But yeah, let me also let me know about like their shows and stuff so I can like add that on. But yeah, that should be it for this one. Shorter video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. There should be like two, probably there'll probably be at least one other video accompanying this one today, maybe even two. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.